Welcome to the Stellaris Show. It's October 7th, 2024. Starting slightly early this morning. Right before 6. I hope that's okay. Anyway, I got up a little early this morning. Anyway, so yeah, here we are. We beat the game yesterday with the Eradicators, our latest build. It's a determined exterminator, just straight up determined exterminator. Nothing fancy or special. The only thing that's a little different is that most of these builds, they go for resource consolidation. And I did consider that, but I wanted to try radioactive rovers, which is basically the Machine Empire version of post-apocalyptic, to basically get full access to Tomb Worlds. And while I guess stat-wise it is weaker than resource consolidation, it actually worked out pretty well. I gotta be honest, I was actually surprised. It actually helped out a lot. There were a lot of planets that I was able to colonize that wouldn't have been worth it to me had I not picked this up. So, and also, the other reason this also is very helpful is because as you're, destroying the galaxy, basically, or cleansing the galaxy, you make a lot of Tomb Worlds with the Armageddon bombardment stance, which I like to do. So I would basically either, if I couldn't take over the planet outright, or if it got accidentally turned into a Tomb World, I could still colonize it and use it just fine. It wasn't unusable, so it was actually even better. So it actually synergizes well with the build, to be honest. With Determined Exterminator, it synergizes pretty well. So because you do make a lot of Tomb Worlds when you're cleansing the galaxy. Same as if you're Fanatic Purifier. I think a Fanatic Purifier would greatly benefit from post-apocalyptic as well, because when you're going in cleansing those planets with the Armageddon stance, you do make a lot of Tomb Worlds from time to time. Not always, but so when you do, you could still colonize the world and have a perfectly usable world ready to go. And some of them will have buildings on it, right? So anyway, but yeah, let me go into my little spiel that every YouTuber does, or something similar. Stuff that we all tell you guys, but I like to keep it real. And so basically, if you like my stuff, go ahead and like and subscribe if you want to keep seeing my stuff in your feed. Now, sometimes YouTube doesn't show it in your feed, and yeah, there's that bell thing, but it only works like half the time, I think. So you can press that too, that's cool. Comment to let me know what you think. Honestly, comments make this channel grow. They really do. Comments are a big part of this channel. I try to answer every single one as of this moment. Obviously, as my channel gets bigger, that's going to be harder and harder for me to do. But as of right now, I've been able to handle it so far. There were a couple moments where I was like, is it getting to the point where I can't answer them all? But I answer most of them. Join the Discord to attend my live streams if you want to hang out with me. So this is the best way to hang out with me. Just hop on the live stream, subscribe. You don't have to stay subscribed if you don't want to, of course. But if you want to just chat with me, that's cool. I do subscriber-only chat simply to avoid the trolls and to keep the trolling to a minimum, as I do not really have any moderators. Maybe I shouldn't say that out loud, but so far I haven't felt the really need for that, or had anybody that wanted to do that for me. So yeah, subscriber chat really keeps the chat clean. And keeps me focused. But yeah, but if you want to if you want to talk to me privately as well, you can DM me on Discord, and I encourage you to join our Discord. It's popping in there. We definitely got people chatting from time to time. There's a lot of people on there, so yeah, come and be a part of the community. Speaking of community, if you want to hit that join button and become a YouTube member, if you want to I can't talk. if you want to invest in the channel, I highly encourage that as well. Not obviously the monetary gain does support the channel, but really it's more about the community. I want to get a good membership community going, and so if you're interested in that, giving a little bit of money to the channel to help us grow and helping the community, just hit the join button and look at the video. It'll tell you everything that you get in return. I do give things in return for it. Obviously, there should be some exchange there. I actually recently, and I want to announce this as well, I made a post about it. Now, as a member, you also get to see my entire backlog. So any videos that I schedule, I will never just schedule them. I will always make them member to public, and as opposed to just scheduling them. So members will be able to see every video I have on the schedule, even if it's like a month in advance. So really, there could be times where you could see an entire, like, I don't know how far I'm going to go with this, but like, you know, even if I had like a year of you know, backlog, you could look at it as a member. So anyway, I just thought I'd let you guys know that that's a thing now. If you want to see my backlog, that's another incentive to join. It's just $5. I don't have any other tiers than that. If you guys request for more tiers, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But right now, let's just get this community going. You know, I want to just get things going. And, you know, we already have a couple people, which thank you for that, by the way. And regardless of whether you're a member or not, or what you do for the channel, thanks for everything you do, regardless. If nothing else, this view and, you know, and your watch time, I appreciate it. Anyway, with that being said, let's get back to the video. Or, let's get back to the stream. Back to Stellaris. So, we're gonna play Eradicators again. And this time, we're gonna... We were playing Commodore, but it really felt too easy. So, let's try... You know, let's just keep one foot in front of the other. One step at a time. The next step is gonna be Admiral, right? And if we could beat Admiral, yeah, why not go for 3? You know, why not go all the way? We could just jump to Grand Admiral now, but I think really just one foot in front of the other. I think that's the principle. So we'll just go to Admiral next. This is going to be exciting. I have no idea what to expect here, but I tell you, I mean, this build just... It's nothing special. It's just your basic determined exterminator build, and it just crushed. Like, especially once I learned a couple things, it just, yeah. So, now we could have... Now, that could have been an extremely lucky game as well. There were a lot of good things about that start. For one, the Empire that spawned right next to me, they were... I believe they were a Void Dweller, so they were... Or they were synthetic fertility or something, and so they were extremely weak in the beginning. I think they had like maybe one planet or something. Like, no, I think they had more than one planet, but they were considerably weaker than me for whatever reason. But then after I cleared out that Empire, the other ones next to me were pretty weak too. So it wasn't just the Empire, you know, RNG that was doing that. My build was actually doing really well, I think. I don't think the map was that overpowered. I don't think so. I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't think really the map carried me as much as you might think it did. I think really the map obviously helped. Yeah, I did have some advantage on the map. But like I said, I think regardless if this build wasn't that powerful, I think it still would have lost. So even with the good map. So we have ceramo metal armor, and we have minerals. This is a tough choice. because more minerals right away is really good. However, having better ships immediately with this build is absolutely critical. So I have to go with that. The better our ships are before that first battle, it really means everything. We're going to go for Unity, because Unity is going to be a problem and was a problem last game. So, same thing here. Now, I want to go... I want coil guns, I want autocannons. But, like, any Tier 2 weapon is going to give you an edge over any Empire that doesn't get a Tier 2 weapon. So... as much as I want to pick this, which would be also be very good for me. Again, we have to go with the rule of making our fleets as powerful as quickly as possible, because we will be using them immediately. I almost guarantee that. So, we're going to go ahead and pick blue lasers. We may not stick with them. Might be a waste in the end, but that's just the price you got to pay. So... looks like that's one of our habitables.
Construction complete.
I've done this a million times. Or I feel like I have.
Construction complete.
So, let's take a look at this planet. It's probably better. Well, I can't build anything yet, but I'm pretty sure actually, we need to take a look at what this planet looks like. Okay, this is heavy. This is heavier on generator districts. So, I think we're going to use this as our generator world. So we don't need to make energy credits. We don't need to make any more generator districts on our capital. So I kind of would like to alternate between mining districts and industrial districts and just leave this on machine capital. So I can get resources for both. Later on, as I get more mineral as I get more mineral gain, or I get a huge surplus of it, I think I will switch the mining districts here over to industrial districts. So we'll see how that plays out. The other thing I'm going to do is make alloy foundries. Alright, so let's go ahead and unpause the game. Because right now we don't have enough minerals to buy anything yet, so... Now, he's not completely done. So, no question about it, we always do supremacy. It's just the way it is.
Situation log.
We could take a gamble and pick a different tradition instead, which I'd like to, but, you know... and I would if it was anything other than determined exterminator, but really, we gotta be ready to just fight right out the gate. That's gonna help us do it. So we got the Cyberx event chain. That's interesting. So we got...
Council agenda
So
ready.
this guy's done. Let's move him over here. Now, I want to pick military buildup, but honestly, like, finding the voice is just too good. That unity is just too good. That'll help us cap supremacy faster anyway, so. So we have more unity and we have more alloys. So I'm thinking we're going to go ahead and build another science ship and see if we can explore a little faster.
System survey complete.
Okay, it looks like that's our second desert world. Obviously, we're going to have him stop what he's doing. And actually, since we got two science ships, we could probably have them both survey. Alright, looks like we have enough resources, so we're just going to bank hard on mining districts at first. And then we're going to just start building alloys. I think that's what we're going to do.
Construction complete.
Alright, looks like we have enough to colonize, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so I'm actually inclined to do... We have good naval capacity. I actually want to go for the build speed. Let's try that this time. Doesn't seem like any of the planets have an anomaly. We got a tropical
Construction
world.
complete.
So he's done. We're going to move him up here in preparation for another system to claim. This one's almost finished building.
System survey complete.
We need alloys. Okay, so we'll wait on that. Well, let's go ahead and make both of those. Got the colony ship out. It's going to go colonize. There we go. Oh, I'm a dummy. My science ships aren't doing anything. just go ahead and auto explore. Get this stuff done. Actually, I don't want you to do that. Go ahead and...
Construction complete.
Ah, more alloys. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and auto-construct. We got some more levels to mess with and a tradition. Okay, so we're gonna pick accumulator for sure. More minerals. Better dock ship. Sounds like a good deal. So ship fire rate, I think is good. Go ahead and go with that. So we got another desert world. This is very promising. So we're gonna go ahead and survey that.
Planetary settlement procedure.
And actually, we're gonna have him survey this as well. So what's we got here? Okay. I really like putting the events on notifications. I really like that. I didn't know for the longest time that I could do that. So it's actually very refreshing to be able to organize that way. Because before it was driving me crazy. Okay. I think I have enough to colonize. Nope, not yet. Need 50 more. Okay. Oh, this one has a lot of generator districts as well. Yeah, definitely am gonna be yeah, this is actually very nice. So we have an event pop up. That's fine. Okay, so check this out. This is like really 5th level shit here. So if you go to gameplay or if you go to messages in the settings, you can basically auto open once, you turn that off, you turn event pop-ups off. Now, read what it says here. If set to off, all events will become notifications and open only when clicked. So basically they go up here. Instead of popping up in your face, getting in your way, pausing your game, doing all this disruptive shit that, you know, really disrupts your train of thought. So you can basically compartmentalize at that point and go, okay, I'll deal with you in a second. You finish doing what you're doing, and then you go click on it and look at the event and decide what to do. That, for me, is a lot better. I don't know about other people, but that, I really like that way of doing things. So because I have ADD, and I'm sure a lot of you people out there have that same problem, and getting distracted really is very annoying. So, because it's really disruptive for me having ADD, yeah. So, yeah, if you don't know about this, now you do. Now, I still do event auto pause. I think that's fine because, like, if it's a dangerous event or something, or a time sensitive, time critical event, you need that game to pause. Obviously, I'd rather the game pause and stop everything, you know, and that lets me know, hey, I need to pay attention to something. I'm still okay with that, but yeah, but everything else gets turned off. And then you also can go through and fine comb and fine tune, you know, what pops up for you. Like, I think, for example, I have anomalies disabled. So every time your science ship discovers an anomaly, it does not pop up for you. It doesn't even show up. Because here's the thing, too. Why does it need to? You don't need it to show up. because the best thing to do, at least I found playing this, is not to, you don't want to research you never want to research the anomalies right away. What you want to do instead is, when you're ready, research the anomalies later. But even if you were going to do it right away, you just put that on auto with your science ship. Why would you manually tell it to do that? That makes no sense. Just have the science ship automatically do it for you. So there's no reason to have this on. There really isn't. Unless you're just an absolute control freak and you absolutely hate automation of any kind. I mean, that's the only reason you'd want to activate this. But anyway, so... yeah, no problem, man. And welcome to the channel, Kevin, by the way. Yeah, exactly. Whenever their empires are, engaging in diplomacy with each other, I don't give a shit about that. I don't give a shit about ethics changes or faction changes or any of that crap. I don't care about it at all. So yeah, turning that off is beneficial as well. For example, if you wanted to turn that off. And I have actually been enjoying the game a little bit more since I found my jam there. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, we're gonna have him he's gonna survey stuff that. Now that's arid. That's kind of close to desert, but still not desert. And he's surveying, but after that, we're gonna have him explore and survey. So. I forgot, were we able to colonize? Nope, but now we are, so... oh yeah, our alloys went up, that's good. We're gonna start pumping out ships soon. Now we've got to wait till this gets surveyed before we can claim that, so... but let's go ahead and move him up here. Colony's about halfway to being done. We have a lot of minerals, so let's go buy some things. We are going to want, I think, at least one city district. We want another mining district. And we want a industrial district as well. I think that's good. So we'll just go ahead and let that ride. Okay, so we got our... now, 20% damage versus star bases. I like to get that relatively quickly because you never know. And yeah. Because I have gotten runs fucked before by star bases in the beginning. I thought my fleet was good and the star base just killed them. I'm still learning mid-game, got early game down, but there's just so many layers to the game. There is... I've really been thinking about lately about just, let's take a look at it. So, can I search? Yeah, let's see. Okay. So my complete beginner tutorial video has been out. The 1 hour and 20-minute video has been out since May 15th of last year. I think it might be time to make a much shorter version of that. That is much easier to understand and is way more compact, I think. But also maybe better in some ways, also more informative. I also have a lot more experience now than I did back when I made that video, so... but I also... the other thing I wanted to do was actually make it about just the base game, and just play the base game. And, make it about the base game itself for vanilla players, basically. Because let's face it, most of you aren't getting DLC. I mean, just look at the numbers. If you go to, if you go to the Stellaris store page, it will have like, you know, I think it's like 80,000 reviews or like around 100,000 reviews, right? But if you go to any of their DLC's store page, it's only got like 1,000. So that tells me that only like a small percentage of you guys actually have DLC. So, you know, so I think really it would be better for me to just cover the base game as the base game is. So what I probably would do is just turn off my mods and you know, play it without them. Now you have them all, that's great. You know, but I still think that tutorial would help you and help other people, even if they had DLC. You know, because it would teach the basic fundamentals of the game. You know, as it is in vanilla, which is basically, you know, whereas if I played the game with all this DLC, you know, it may not be as accurate, you know, for people that are just running off the base game. So I think that is definitely a project that I have been thinking about from time to time. I'm not sure when I'm going to do it, but part of me is thinking sooner rather than later. Because you're not the first person to, you know, talk like this with me, to bring this up. So, like, I think really, if nothing else, giving an update, so to speak, to my current tutorial video, I think would be very beneficial, especially one that's shorter, more bullet pointed, more to the point. Like, I'm thinking if I could shorten that hour 20-minute video down to like 20 minutes, I think I might be able to do it. If I really just drill down deep and just really cut the fat, I think I could get it down to 20 minutes. It'll lose some quality, for sure. It'll lose some quality. It will lose some information, but I don't think it'll lose enough to really take away from like its effectiveness at like teaching you the game, I think. You know, in a general sense. Or not even a general sense, somewhat specific as well. So we've got these, so yeah, we're definitely doing that one. But yeah.
System survey complete. System survey complete.
So after he's done there, we're definitely going to... Well, no, let's see. Which one's bigger? That's a mining world. We already got generator here, so... Actually, you know what? So check this out. So this... Alright, that's generator... Interesting. Okay. Ah. No? I swore one of these had a lot of generator districts. I guess it didn't. Yeah. Yeah, management bases would be nice. Hold on, let's take a look at the expansion planner here. Okay, so this one actually has a lot of generator districts. Interesting. What? Okay. Oh, this is being weird. Oh, did I click on the wrong thing? I think I clicked on the wrong damn planet. I think it picked this. Yeah, it picked the stupid tropical world. I don't want to care about the tropical world. Oh yeah, okay. So this is perfect, guys. Check this is what we're gonna do. So that's gonna be our generator world. This right here, this is gonna be our industrial world. We're gonna start building for you know, alloy foundries and industrial districts here. This one, this is going to be for mining. And I think this one will probably be a mixture. I think this is going to be a mixture of, you know, just industrial, generator, and minerals. Just a little bit of everything. So I think we basically got everything covered. We don't have to worry about food, which is another great advantage of this build. So I think that's what we're going to do. Yeah, I do. So that's basically what it's going to take a little, it's going to take some years to set up, but once it gets popping, it's going to be great. It's going to be really good. So we need to make another construction ship. I think our Unity's doing okay. I think we could get away with making another science ship. I really do. No, see, the thing of it is, I'm determined exterminator. I'm a machine empire. I don't need food. So food is just not a thing. And I kill all organic life, so yeah, I'm never going to need food the entire game. Any food I get is just because I took the base over or whatever, you know, I took the district over. And I try to get rid of those when I can because it's a waste. But other than that, yeah, don't need food at all. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, so we'll make this a forge. But before I do, well, we need to do a machine assembly plants for sure. That's kind of a must-have. You know, you want that extra pop. Let's see. So we'll just start there. We don't have a lot of minerals anyway. Now that we have these things, I think, what could we do with our capital? I think our capital could just keep a little bit of everything as well. Though I am tempted to like go full city district and just try to open up all these building slots and build a bunch of buildings on there and stuff. But I think I'm just gonna keep it the way it is. Oh, these are still being built. I'll wait for those. So you do research capital? That's what I was partly thinking. Possibly doing. But I'd have to have a stable economy on all those other planets first, I think. Before I did something like that. So yeah, I always want to go for the ship fire rate. So this is our official, so amplifier actually would not be bad. I think we'll go for that. So we're gonna have him build a base there. Okay, he's building a base, good. We do need to make some mining stations. I think after that we'll go auto construct. We'll do that after
Construction
that as well.
complete.
Now, my question is, should we colonize this one? You know, I've colonized yellow and red planets in the past, but I am starting to decide not to do it. The reason is, it's such a drag on the economy, it really is. I mean, minus 25% is pretty significant. Yeah, I'd rather get that habitability up. I'd rather just, like, terraform it. But then again, I don't know. I'm still mulling over... Yeah, I'm still mulling it. Well, see, in the past, I didn't do it. And then I was like... But I kept getting all these games where I was, like, doing a 3-planet challenge, which really fucking sucks. Especially for my playstyle. I don't like playing tall. I don't think it's fun. Not for me. So, like... Unless I'm... You know, but I would consistently get forced into playing tall because I wouldn't take those yellow and red planets. So I started taking the yellow planets, and that was a little better, but that had its own problem. So I'm kind of thinking, you know, it might be better. See, the issue here is I don't know when I'm going to get terrestrial sculpting. Okay? And I don't know when I'm going to have a huge surplus of energy credits. So I could go the terraforming route and do that. But it's iffy whether or not I can pull that off early game or mid game or, you know, late mid game. It's kind of random when that happens. So, but if I could, but see, I'm going to be taking over so many planets. I think with this build in particular, I don't think it's worth it for me to. I'm going to be getting enough of these low habitability planets. I'd rather just wait to terraform them, honestly, and just, you know, cherry pick all the desert planets, the green habitability ones, because of the nature of the build. Now, if I wasn't playing a determined exterminator, saying I was playing something more conservative or more friendlier, and that's a territory I had to work with, then yeah, I probably would colonize those bad planets anyway and just get them developed, so then when I did get ecological adaptation, I could do that, or, you know, or change the species or whatever. I have done that in the past, so, but I think for this build, I don't think it's really appropriate for me to even bother with these planets. And we're already getting plenty of plants as it is. Ooh, we got another one here. Okay, that's just an ocean world. This one is a desert world. So look, we're getting another planet here. So far, not a bad spawn. So far. We got a science ship here. Let's go ahead. Oh, by the way, one other thing I don't do anymore that I used to do in the past is basically I ignore archaeology completely. After years of diligently excavating and getting nothing, I've decided it's not worth it anymore. It's better to put my scientists to good use elsewhere. So no, I'm just gonna ignore archaeology. I've just been ignoring archaeology, and it's been fine. Yeah. When it comes, don't even bother with excavation. Honestly, and a lot of people are gonna argue with me. Oh, well, that's good RP or whatever. You know, like, no, dude. At least without the story DLC, I guess. I don't have the story DLC, so like I said, there's an asterisk here. Okay, maybe the story DLCs have more powerful excavations. Maybe they have more powerful excavation sites, but the ones in the base game are just dog shit. They give you nothing. Like, I remember I had a scientist on an excavation site. He was there for like 50 years. 50 years! He could have been discovering anomalies. He could have been manning one of my tech planets, right, and giving me tech resources from that. But he was just on that excavation site doing nothing for just... And maybe it wasn't 50 years, but it sure felt like that. I don't know exactly how long it was, but it was a long time. It was a long time. At the end of it, I got nothing. Nothing. I didn't get a relic. I didn't get a huge surplus of resources. I got nothing. I noticed things like that, dude. I'm like, dude, what did I just do? Right? Like, I literally accomplished nothing. I could have had him, you know... Yeah, so, now, yeah, and to be fair, I have found the occasional relic with archaeology, but I can count on one hand, I can count on one finger the time that has happened to me in all the years that I've been playing excavating. So, really, the chances of you getting a relic for all that wasted time is just so low that it's really just not worth it. Like, honestly, if you spend that much time excavating something, you should always get something meaningful out of it. You should never just get some of these dog shit rewards that I see you get with archaeology. It's just, yeah, so I don't even bother with it anymore. I'm just like, you know what? I have better things to do, dude. I'm just gonna skip. Pass. That's basically what I'm gonna do, you know? It's kind of like their Stellaris is, it's kind of like Paradox's current DLC that they're working on. I'm just like, pass. You know? Not interesting. Sorry. I mean, maybe messing with libraries is your thing, you know. But yeah, I don't really care about that. I don't care about storms. Come on, just give me better ships. Give me better ways of conquering empires. Fix some of the things in your game, like the warfare system, maybe. Like, you know.
Construction complete.
And like I said, I will get heat for this. I will. There are people there. They like the events. They like the stories. They like the pop-ups. They like archaeology as it is. You know, they like they like the library, the archive. And the filler DLCs that they come out with. I mean, yeah, dude. Like, the thing of it is, if I got an artifact every time I excavated, absolutely, I would always excavate to try to get that relic. The relics are powerful, don't get me wrong. I do like them, but I hardly ever get them. I almost never get them. Like, the chances of getting one is so abysmally low. Like I said, I can count on one hand. Out of the years that I've been playing this game, out of the thousands of hours that I've been playing this game, that I've gotten a relic from excavating. It's ridiculously low. Especially the amount of time it takes, you know. Yeah. It's just, yeah, I just don't think it's worth it. So, can we colonize this? Already has a planned colony. Okay, that's good. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked here with all the talking. Alright, this one doesn't have a planned colony, so we need to wait for our alloys. Okay, they've got something built. So we can go ahead and make an industrial district.
System survey complete. Construction complete.
How's our technology doing? Speaking of technology, I actually want to make a point of putting a research...
Construction complete.
Putting at least one research building on every one of my planets that I claim and conquer. And filling those scientist jobs. See if that's my way of fixing the science problem that I've had for so many years. I'm very weak on science, guys. It's been pretty obvious if you watch my games. Science is not my strongest area. I usually go in favor of, like, fleets instead of science. But I'm trying to change. I'm trying to change. Well, in this game, in Stellaris, I'm a warrior first and foremost. You know? Everything else is just icing on the cake. I mean, that's what I really want to be in this game, you know. Well, I come from the era of
System survey complete.
4X games where basically that's all you did. You didn't really do a lot of diplomacy. You just took over everything. That's basically what you did. I came from that era, so you know, a game like this, especially initially, was like largely out of my comfort zone. Now that's a lot of minerals. We need to get that immediately. Let's see. You're going over there. That's good.
Technological acquisition successful.
Okay, more unity. That's good. always pick fleet command limit. Better fleets is always a good thing. What is this one? That is... Let's make sure none of our science ships are sleepy. Okay. Unity's doing okay. Minerals a little low. Okay, still waiting on... Actually, no. This did get colonized. Okay. So, we're gonna go ahead and... definitely make this a generator world. Put assembly plants on there. I'm gonna put a generator district down.
Planetary settlement procedure initiated. Construction complete.
Do you have a commander to run a fleet? I see empires with tens of fleets and can't possibly have that many commanders. Yeah, you just make as many as you know, you always max out your commanders, put them on all your biggest fleets, and then you have a bunch of smaller fleets, after that. It's kind of like the most ideal that I've found. And that's actually something we're going to do this game too, that I haven't done in the past. I really liked last game, how I had all these little smaller fleets to work with. Even though it made doom stacking more difficult, it didn't make it impossible, and I was still able to get the job done having all those smaller fleets much better than if I just had a couple really big fleets. It says Unity is now the most important factor of almost any build, save exterminators and devouring swarm. You know, I think there's some merit to that, absolutely. Welcome to the channel, by the way, James. I think I mostly agree with you on that. Unity, actually, the reason I think Unity is so important now, regardless of what empire you're playing, even those two empires, is because at least if you have the machine age, the new megastructures that came out are so fucking critical in mid-game. If you get early game, even better. But, like, they are so critical to just about any playstyle. Like, you want to get those megastructures as soon as you possibly can. You want to get them up, you want to get them running, you want to get them fully upgraded. Like, even before, even at the cost of your traditions, because they're too good. They're just too good. They give you so much of an economic advantage that just everything else falls into place. So yeah, it's really yeah, like if you have machine age, if you see Dyson Swarm or Arc Furnace pop up, you got to get those. Those are a must grab. Those are a must have, and you need to place them down because they're just too much of an advantage. Yeah, they're costly, but really, they give you so much back in return. They're actually, I think, for how much you spend on them, yeah, I dare say priority one, almost. They give you so much value for what you put into them that they basically pay for themselves in a lot of ways. Now, the Unity you're not going to get back, but the alloys you're going to get back in spades. The energy credits, you're going to get so many energy credits, it's going to be ridiculous. It's just, basically, if you get those things, like, I think getting those things before other empires do is, like, almost as powerful as, like, say you got battleships before everybody else. That's how much of an advantage you're going to have as an empire, like, I think. You know, it's about that powerful, honestly. Especially if they don't have those megastructures, but you do, like... It's also a great way of playing tall as well. If you get like, for example, arc welders, which is one of the new origins that came out with machine age, lets you get arc furnaces and Dyson swarms really early. If you get those things, like, you could easily play tall, just getting those right away immediately, and then getting the huge megastructures immediately. And just going tall like that, like, I could totally see somebody doing that. So yeah. But no, I agree. There are a lot more uses for Unity now than there used to be. And because of that, yeah, Unity has definitely gotten more valuable. That much is not in question. Whether or not it's the most important metric, I mean, I'm not 100% sure on that, but definitely could agree with that statement, at least to an extent. For sure, James.
Technological acquisition
It's
successful.
definitely more important than it was, that's for sure. You know, I think, and I dare say even for Determined Exterminator and Devouring Swarm. Well, Devouring Swarm, Unity's not really a problem because Hive Mind gets lots of Unity to begin with. So you're really not going to be worrying about Unity. If you're worrying about Unity with Hive Mind, you're either intentionally doing something weird or wacky, or you're doing something wrong. Because Hive Mind, the Unity is technically not automatic, but it almost is. Like, you have to manually go in and tell it, okay, I don't want those Synapse drones. I don't, but why wouldn't you want those? I mean, you know, unless you're doing something specific. So that, yeah, Devouring Swarm's easy with Unity to begin with, so, because it's a Hive Mind. No, this is a weird choice. Definitely going to be going for mining station output. That's just going to help us the entire game. It's going to become more powerful too as we expand.
System survey complete.
There's no orders. I think pop assembly is going to be better. Now, we have some energy credits. We could clear some of these tile blockers for sure. Let's see. I also want to keep up on the minerals, but I actually want Industrial Districts 2, but I don't have enough minerals. Okay. Actually, I don't want to do that. I want to get research labs. There we go.
System survey complete.
Yeah, we got rid of the slums blocker.
Council agenda ready.
Let's see.
Technological acquisition
I always
successful.
pick cataloger or roamer or whatever. Okay, blue laser. So okay, fusion reactor for sure. We just need to get that, even though it's going to take forever. Hopefully that research lab we queued up will help us. Military buildup. Okay, now we need to change our ships. Never trust the ship auto designer. If you do, you're gonna get things like this bullshit right here. This is never okay. The flak battery. You can't convince me that there's really any situation where this is a good pick. It's just not. It's really not overall. I mean, you might run into some situations where this is useful, but those could easily be overpowered by blue lasers or whatever. But yeah, this is terrible. So this is why you don't want to go with auto-generated designs in the beginning, because you could get this. So yeah, you're basically cutting out an entire weapon there. I mean, you really are. So let's see. So for Corvettes, it took me a while to come to that conclusion too. Nanoships are essentially only countered by flak batteries. Interesting. Well, I'll have to keep that in mind. I don't really get a chance to play or fight nanoships very often, so... yeah, so obviously we're going with the tier 2 weapon. Let's see... Now, actually... Part of me wants to just do all armor, but I don't ever do all armor, even if it's better. That's just my standard operating procedure. I have videos on why I do that. Check them out. Let's see. I like naming something different for once. Okay, power's good. That's basically it. That's all we got. So, now we're going to go ahead and go to our fleets. We're going to retrofit that with Seeker. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and yeah, we could just do that. Oh, point defense. Okay. Yeah, see, even then, like, out of the, you know, the, what are they, P slot weapons or the red slot weapons, out of the red slot weapons, point defense is better anyway. So flak is just absolute dog shit. It just absolutely is. Like, really just, yeah. There's almost no reason to use it, ever, that I can think of. Very niche situations, if anything. You know, I could think of. But see, you got to be careful with niche too, because I don't pay attention to niche, because what I want is, you know, I want a one size fits all, and I know that that's technically impossible, but most of the time it works. Like, I want something that works most of the time. If I get countered every once in a while, yeah, that sucks. You know, maybe I'll change my fleet, maybe not. You know, maybe I'll just keep throwing it at it. I mean, you know, but like, I don't want to sit there and spend hours counterplaying. But the other thing too, by the time you waste counterplaying, but by the time you're done coming out redoing all of your ships, the enemy's already won. They've already beaten you. So there's really not much of a point, honestly. You're not going to come back for that most of the time. At least that's been my experience. Like, you know, unless encountering is very easy. If you get a situation where, like, all I got to do is just change like one thing or something, and I'm not even at war or whatever. But see, this is why I really think that that the espionage system right now is dumb and needs to be overhauled and simplified. It just needs to be about intel, really. That's all espionage should be about. Getting intel. Just give me the intel. Let me see what their ships have. Then maybe I could say, okay, well, I want to take this empire down. So I spend 10 years getting intel. You know, in the meantime, not going to war with them, trying to avoid any conflict. And then when I'm ready, I change the ships to counter what their ships are doing, and then I go in. That would be acceptable to me, but that you just simply can't do that right now. I mean, unless you... I mean, I guess there are ways to tell. I have, you know, I have seen people be able to tell, but it's still pretty difficult to tell exactly what they have. And, you know, and the other thing is too, on top of all this, you got to take research into account. You know, you basically, when you go through your research, you have to choose a weapon type that you're going to stick with the rest of the game. Because, you know, you have to pick something because you're at the mercy of RNG. And it's very difficult to have to go into another tree and learn another tree after the fact. So that's the other part of this equation, that the problem I find with countering with you know, counterplay in this game is that, you know, you don't just have to reverse your ships, you have to reverse your research as well. So that's another problem. Now, you could just research all the weapons and make a point of anytime a new weapon comes up, you research it. That, yes, you could do that. But that also wastes research points, things that you could be spending on more valuable stuff. Like, for example, if I did that with weapons, I would have to pass up on some pretty important stuff, I think, on, you know, that were not combat related. And that's going to set my empire back, and that's going to cause me to lose. So, like, really, it's kind of a lose-lose situation, honestly. If somebody counters you, you're just going to have to take it, really. And hopefully you can build enough fleets to overpower them. I mean, and make it not matter. But really, I that's kind of... So it would be nice if Paradox, you know, did something, made intel gathering more effective. Then counterplay absolutely would be very beneficial and very worth doing. You know, but even then you have the research problem, right? So, like, you can only counterplay so much within the limits of your research also. So, anyway, let's keep playing. So I don't need food. I have a lot of influence, so we'll just take a closer look.
Planetary alert. Blocker expunge.
Ah, so we got our first Ascension perk. We're doing really good on Unity. I'm surprised. That was my alarm. Sorry about that. Now, part of me wants to do Executive Vigor, and I'll tell you why. Because last game, I had capacity subsidies on the entire game, and there was no way that I could undo it without just destroying my economy. So I'm kind of thinking maybe we should preempt that. Let's see if I even have it. Let's see. I don't have it right now. Yeah, Necromancy definitely looks like a meme, for sure. Definitely looks like a meme. Let's see. By the way, if you ever can't think of anything to pick, you can always pick Technological Ascendancy. It is always a W when you pick it, regardless of what build you're playing. I mean, 10% research speed and more rare technologies, you can't go wrong with that, no matter what you're playing. So just a little bit there, if you're confused or you're not sure or nothing really fits, I always just pick Technological Ascendancy when that happens. But I really think I'm going to pick Executive Vigor. I want to pick Transcendent Learning for more science vessels. Would be nice. And the nodes, having the nodes, I think this works on the council as well. So that's another big reason to pick it. But this would also be very beneficial for me as the super wide empire that I'm going to be. So we got some options here. What would... I mean, all three of these would be immediately beneficial to me. Well, this one, not so much. I need to get Energy Grid first. Before, but you get that every game. It's pretty... You get that pretty early, so... Based on what happened to me last game, I'm going to pick Executive Vigor. I'm just going to preempt it. We can always get...
complete.
I don't think I have enough Unity just yet to afford 2 more science ships, so... I think I can pick, the extra scientists and leader gain next Ascension perk. Okay, is there anything we can take over this right here? That's interesting. We took that over. Okay. So far, my economy's doing okay. don't have any tech drones yet. Oh, there's something else that we always need to do. Basically, we always go through our maintenance drones, and actually having them at 0 seems to fix their amenities. Yeah, so we don't even need that maintenance drone. Same here. Let's go ahead and just see if that... Okay, that puts it as -1, so we need to actually have one. But hunter killer, yeah. Imperial and executive are very helpful when going wide. One helps prevent the higher edict. Yes. The other helps deal with them. Yeah, exactly. So I think I need to get all 3 of those. I need to get the Imperial prerogative, and I need to get the extra scientist one. Just because I'm going so wide, really, like, it just... Well, the extra scientists are obvious, right? You have such a huge empire. You're going to be surveying and discovering anomalies, and that's what happened last game. I took over the entire galaxy. I was researching. I did not put any of my scientists on my planets because they were researching that many anomalies and situations. They were doing it the entire game. So, like, they're really having... I pretty much need to have that many scientists, like, the entire game. So, really, picking up those 3, I think, is going to be absolutely critical. I think it's going to help a lot. Well, if nothing else, the leader experience gain, especially for a Gestalt empire like mine, can't beat it, you know? Can't beat that experience gain with all those nodes. It's definitely going to help.
System survey.
So I actually want to go through here too. So we got an extra building slot. Don't have any minerals. But I actually want to go through the maintenance drones and zone them out. Okay. See how that works? Okay, that's great. And the hunter seeker drone. Get rid of that as well. Okay. Didn't change anything. So we found some foolish primitives. What kind of planet are they on? Ocean world? Nah. I'll let them live for now. So you have no orders. Well, now you do. How are you doing? Okay. Well, I just needed to glance at this. Okay. Now, one thing I'm going to do is make that into a shipyard, and we're actually going to make a couple more shipyards, I think.
Planetary surface settlement established.
Okay, we got a new planet, so this is going to be our mining world. We're going to go ahead and the obligatory machine plants. And we don't, you know, let's buy some. I think we're going to, yeah, we could buy some minerals. Jump ahead. Mining district's going. And so we can get a research lab on there as well. I think that's good. Have any features that we can get rid of? Nah. Okay. How are you doing? Let's see.
System survey complete.
They don't even have any fabricators. Okay. Well, I'll just let it ride then.
Construction complete. Construction complete. Construction complete. System survey complete. Planetary surface settlement established. Construction complete.
Now, this is interesting. Okay. So you're on auto. And built the starbase there. What difficulty are you playing on? I'm actually playing on Admiral. We are trying that with this build. So I mean, we were on Commodore last game, but it was so spanking easy with this build. I was really surprised that I was like, you know what? I think I need to up the difficulty. That was just too easy. So
System survey complete.
So yeah, we're trying Admiral this time. Obviously, it'd be pretty cool if I stomped this and went to Grand Admiral as well. Especially with Determined Exterminator, that's hard to do.
Construction complete.
At least for me in the past, it's been hard to do. Like, it's hard. It's usually in the past, it was harder for me to play hostile. What I call hostile empires. Some people call them total war empires, where basically, you know, you don't have any friends, you don't really do diplomacy, you just kill everything. Empires like that have a really hard time on the higher difficulties, I've found, because obviously, if they gang up on you, then yeah, plus all their bonuses. It's gonna be a lot more difficult, and if you're not ahead of them from the beginning, yeah, you're either basically with this empire, you're either winning or you're dead. You know, there is no in between. It's very bipolar in that way. Like you're either dominating or you're just, you know, you're getting your butt kicked.
Construction complete.
But so yeah, we're trying Admiral this game.
Construction complete.
Testing our metal a little bit. I hate it when hyperlanes are arranged this way. I think that might actually go on my top annoying things about Stellaris video that I'm gonna do. By the way, leave a comment if you really want to see me come out with that video. Top annoying things about Stellaris.
Construction complete.
I think we're gonna need a couple more construction ships. I mean, we're gonna need them anyway. We do need to up our minerals, or we do need to up our alloys. So let's see. Okay, they're filling out, so we're gonna go ahead and make another. We're gonna make another industrial district and another nexus, so we can put an alloy foundry here. For sure. So with this one, I think I actually want to put a simulation site here. And that's about it. Can't really do anything else. Oh, I need to... I need to make a research lab. There we go. All better now.
Construction complete.
I should start saving up my alloys, though. Well, I begin to pump as soon as I meet my first empire, like before they actually do comms with me. I mean, like as soon as I notice another empire, I start pumping. Like I honestly think this time too, I should just stop claiming and just start pumping. 5 stellar annoyances in Stellaris. I don't think we can limit it to 5. There's a lot of annoying things about this game. There's a lot of pet peeves, man. I think really it could almost say top 20. Honestly, top 20. Top 20 annoying things in Stellaris. Or just top annoying things in Stellaris. We're done when we're done, guys. It might be 50, it might be 5, it might be 20. There's a lot of shit. I mean, generally I don't do more than 10-minute videos, but I mean, I might make an exception for this one. So, yeah, definitely gonna pick that one. So, we do have a new planet. We have enough minerals to make the obligatory assembly plants. That's part of what's eating into our minerals, and that's kind of a weakness of the build, is that you basically have to spend alloys on your pops. But that's understandable considering your machine. So we got a new tradition. Really, I think it's basically a toss-up between prosperity and expansion. And I've gone back and forth over the years, over the course of my playtime. It's just, with a super wide empire, I think this is going to provide a lot more value in the long run than this will. I mean, they're both going to provide long-term value. Obviously, prosperity will, but I think expansion... Because, see, the problem with expansion, most of the time, in most builds, is that, especially tall builds, is that you run out of planets to conquer. Or systems to claim. So then, and that's where its weak spot is. But we're going to be claiming systems throughout the entire game with this build, and you know, if we're playing it right. And then the starbase upkeep. Starbases is going to be a problem because we're going to be taking over people's starbases. I mean, and we're constantly going to be like over the cap. You know, a lot of times. It's not something, it's just naturally going to happen that way. It's not something that I'm going to be constantly, oh yeah, I can't wait to go over my starbase cap. But it's not like that. It's just, I have so many things I got to pay attention to that I can only go in once in a while and be like, okay, I got to get rid of all these starbases, you know, and cut back on my cap. So that's going to help with that. Starbase influence cost, obviously being able to claim faster and more often is good. This, honestly, I think this is possibly the most powerful. Other than this, you could argue, you could make a case for this being the most powerful, but this one, man, how can you beat that? Each new colony you get, it's got 1 additional pop. I mean, damn. The value that provides. You know, but again, this only works if you're playing a wide empire. This is not a good pick if you're playing tall, unless you're just going for this right here, which this here almost makes this entire tradition tree worth it. Like, you can always go for this. This, really, you can't go wrong with this tradition right here. This alone provides enough value, I think, for us to want to pick this first. Especially since we're going wide. This is absolutely critical. So I think really this is going to help us more in the long run than prosperity. there's actually I've heard of a couple Grand Admiral players that's actually what they pick first is expansion. Like they always pick that first. Now I didn't pick that first, but I picked Supremacy.
System survey complete.
Because I've had games where I basically have a knife fight in a telephone booth right away. So I wanted to avoid that from happening. Okay, we can take that over now. But yeah, we're gonna claim as much as we can until we notice another empire. When we notice another empire, we're gonna stop claiming and we're gonna start pumping. And just pumping, I mean DPS, fleets, you know, pumping out the fleets.
Construction
Like that's what we're gonna put all our alloys into.
System survey complete.
And we need to start increasing our alloy gain for sure. Very soon. No, not enough minerals yet. I mean, we even have an unemployed here, so yeah. No, that's a menial drone. Okay. Well, we could make another mining district.
Construction complete.
Yeah, expansion and domination, definitely. You kind of got to have those. Now, we didn't get pick up domination last game, but that was just because we were using our unity so much. Like our unity was not our strongest area, so we didn't get a lot of traditions that game. But if we had, definitely would have picked domination at some point, for sure. I think I want to do that differently this game as well. Yeah. Always pick the planet. And then I think we'll actually pick this afterward, maybe. No, this is... Oh, that's fucking lame, dude. Wow. I might still colonize it. I don't know. Should I colonize this? It's technically yellow, but it's only 5% off. I could get one of those 5% habitabilities to make it green. And it's because of the stupid hostile fauna thing. What a waste. I think I'm going to still colonize it. Because terraforming's not going to do anything. Yeah, terraforming's not going to do anything. We might as well colonize it. What do we have to lose, really? Okay, this is lame. Don't like that. So, what's going on over here? A measly 6? Okay, so... Yeah, we need to pay some attention to this planet. I hate to do that, but let's just go ahead and make a couple energy districts. And actually, with just our technician jobs, we are going to favorite them because they're absolutely critical. Like, basically, it's like this. Now, it's somewhat like this with minerals, but absolutely, with energy credits, if you run out of energy credits, you are screwed. Like, you are going to have a bad time. Like, you can't trade out of an energy deficit, right? Because you need energy credits to do that. So any other deficits, I can offset that by trading with energy credits. But so this is why I always argued that energy credits is the most important resource. If you don't have that, you don't have an empire, basically. Because you can always buy the stuff that you need on the other resources you need, but you cannot buy energy credits. You could sell the other resources you have, like alloys. That's one way I get rid of, fix that problem. But like having like an enormous energy credit deficit really sucks. It's literally a real drain. Like, it's not something that you want to stay in. You know what I mean? So But then again, having negative minerals is also pretty damn bad. Or really, you just don't want anything negative. But like, I think like if I had to pick one
Construction
to
complete.
never be out of, it would be energy credits because I could always buy resources that I need. Let's see here. So yeah, we got to fix that problem. I think we should do that as well. So we're having energy credit problems, so we're going to go ahead and build a generator district. But we're also going to get... Now this one, we'll have to wait for research labs.
System survey complete.
Okay, so it's been... Figure out how to direct migration of pops to different colonies. Still haven't figured it out. Honestly, it's so hard to control, dude. I wouldn't even focus on it, to be honest. that aspect of the game is so... Yeah. Like, now you can resettle, but that can cost you a lot, or it can cost you a little bit. Sometimes you can resettle. But then again, you're taking pops away from that planet and diminishing its use. So it's kind of like, yeah, I mean, they need to make it a lot easier to min-max your population and your jobs. I really do. They need to really simplify that as well and overhaul that aspect of the game. The job placement needs to be a lot. You need to have a lot more control over where your pops go and what they do. I think if you wish to, you know, they can even have an automator with it, but like I think really you need to, because having to do this plus minus bullshit is really annoying. You should just be able to set the number or just manually click, drag, and move them to where you want them to be. Yeah. So, anyway. So, guys, here's what we're going to do. I'd like to keep going, but I actually want to start trying to limit the stream to an hour and 30 minutes. And so that I can make room to do the Factorio stream as well, which I'm going to do right after this. We're going to play an hour of Factorio. I haven't done one in a little bit, so I think I'm about due for one. And it looks like some of you guys do like the Factorio stream, so I'm going to open that up now. But we'll definitely come back to this tomorrow. Welcome to anybody who's new here. Appreciate you. Keep coming back. And, you know, I just released a new video. It's a thematic build guide for Space Marine 2 and Stellaris. It's a crossover. It's really cool. Thanks for the thanks for the compliment. But yeah, and good to meet you today, James. Yeah, so anyway, with that, I'll be back in a few minutes with Factorio. I'm going to take a short break, maybe like 10 minutes. But after that, we'll be good to go. So if you want to stick around, just wait for my live, and I'll see you then. Otherwise, have a good one, and I guess maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.